Lux Anguis here. So, please remember who you are and for what you are here for. What do I mean by that? I mean by that, if you feel sick and tired and or exhausted by powers and circumstances and what have not outside of you that seems to control your life, control how things are going, like that these outside circumstances kind of decide where you are going, where you are living, and money and this and that. You know, it's very important that you realize that you have given up a part of your own autonomy, being a part of this system. But another thing is also very, very crucial to keep in mind and keep in heart amidst all of this chaos or control you are living in. That your reason to be, your reason to live, your reason to achieve, and also alongside it, your embodiment, your right now self or self image has to be stronger than that is projected unto you. You have been conditioned to live a certain way, to get a job, to get the money, to be dependent on this stuff. And it's a part of this right now existence and reality. But that's the thing. There's also another side to it, that you can actually design and live by. Your design and the corresponding self-image and being has to be stronger than your projected programming, be it by your family, be it by your education, be it by the society. That is very crucial in this transformation. You have to come to such a realization and point that your will, your focus, your walking, so to say, overrides the status quo. And if you keep at it, if you show up daily for what you want to become, what you want to live in, the more and sooner will you get out of this imprisonment, of these expectations by others, how you should and or shouldn't live. Live your life, so to say. And it's very fucking important. And that's why I'm teaching you the art of black magic, or that's why I'm also here for, is to teach you some of these tools to program yourself on these planes of existence, to become and realize more than that is expected from you by others, that is expected from you by living a certain way. You must find your cause. You must find your drive that will make you free. And this message is most important for people who just are generally, they feel like are victim. They feel like everything is just how it is, and that they have no power or no word in saying that it could be and can be different, who are trapped within themselves, who are trapped in a certain versions of themselves and circumstances. That is the message here for. I mean, for the people who are happy the way that their life is going and isn't that perfect, fine. It's wonderful that you have gotten it and that everything goes well for you. But for the ones who like have it, an inner flame of knowing like, okay, there can be actually more, I can be more, I can do more, I can become more, I can express and experience more. Heed to my calling, heed to what I'm saying, that you actually can. You actually can. And I'm not just speaking there out of, I don't know, just being inspired by others, but I'm speaking here right now out of my own experience. It has been expected of me that I will be forever stuck in certain mental and or emotional conditions, which I don't feel comfortable in sharing it to the public. But you get the idea. It was expected from me that I will forever have to rely on this and or that kind of assistance. It was expected from me to be happy and content in being in a certain structure or working place that is just safe, it just drains, it's just surface level, it just meaningless and just wastes my time. And to live in the projections of others. It was expected that from me, but I internally always felt no. That's not respectful towards me, to my self-worth, to my authentic expression, to my being, to my path in this life, to my evolution. And if you are feeling right now, people and our society and some conditions and issues, this and that, like life is done for, you are wrong. If I had given into that shit, I would not even be speaking today. I would have nothing today. I would still be living in my past, still sick and tired and depressed and just miserable all in all, and would live a life full of regret. If I had just, you know what, you are right, I give in, I'm weak, I'm dependent, it will never get things done or better, but no, I've sworn to myself, I can do and I can be better and more, and nobody and nothing is gonna bring me out of that, of my own path, knowing and truth, and my own self-conviction that I can make it. So please don't fall into this trap. Stay strong, stay focused and determined. You got this. Other than that, check out my link in my bio for more magic and such. Now consecrate, envision, see and hear us again.